Hello, all. Time for another coffee with Kilroy. I have my coffee, and I hope you are enjoying a beverage of your choice. Today is a special feature. This week has been Leipzig week. I've covered the 4 postcard games from LPS Inc. and Against the Odds magazines, dealing with the 4 quadrants of Leipzig, or the Battle of Leipzig. Also covered the decisions games, Leipzig Napoleon Encircled folio game that and covered a little bit about the battle there as well. But today I thought I would, bring it all together, at least the postcard games, bring them all together into one. And in that regard, you can play these games in a scenario called a bridge to few. Now those rules came out in a Against the Odds magazine annual, which I do not have, but I need to try to track those rules down. But basically what you're going to do is, let me have a sip here. Basically what you're going to do is these are going to match up. You kind of have Leipzig in the middle here. So using that kind of as your overlay with everything pointing to the north, which is that way, you can put these over here and kind of put it all right here. In some regards, it kind of matches up in somewhat of a nice orderly detail there. And there you have the map of Leipzig, or at least the battle is in that case. Let's get a little closer there so we can take a look at this. Now, I covered it in the Leipzig Napoleon Encircled, the folio game, but I thought I'd cover it, go over it a little bit more here. So you have these 4 quadrants. Again, this is the north. We're looking at it from the east. So north is that way. And basically, Leipzig took place over October 16th, 17th, 18th, and 19th was a withdrawal. The last day of the battle was really kind of an exit of Napoleon's forces off along this road. There was one bridge over the river, and they blew the bridge soon, or too soon, and actually isolated some forces on the other side of the river. I think like 30,000 forces, possibly 30,000 men. And that's your bridge too few. I mean, they had time on the 18th to maybe build some more bridges or to come up with some alternative routes. But no, they had that one bridge, and it was slow going to get out of Dodge, so to speak. On the 16th, most of the activity, or the major activity, took place in the south here. Napoleon was actually started off before the 16th north of Leipzig and moved south to reinforce his troops to try to get Schwarzenberg and defeat, have a numerical advantage and defeat those forces before Blücher and Bernadotte were coming from the north. The surprise was Blücher showed up early on the 16th. Early, he thought he would not see those forces till the 17th. Bernadotte came in a little bit later, took a slow going route to reinforce the forces of the coalition, but Napoleon was not able to secure a definitive victory in the south. And it also culminated in one of the larger cavalry attacks or charges or melees in the Napoleonic era down here. There were some wins and some losses and some holdouts on the south. And there was likewise some holdouts on the north here. There were some French Marines that were basically the last line of defense against Blücher, and held out for a relatively long time, and then eventually had to retreat. Part of the North's defense was in the charge of Ney. However, Napoleon, in order to try to reinforce his troops in the South to get a definitive, try to get the numbers on the coalition forces, pulled some forces out of Ney to go down there, and that left this kind of exposed as well. Some of those forces end up having to reinforce this area here just to the just to the west of Leipzig. So there you have it. The 17th was relatively quiet. There was some action on the board or on the map, but not as much. And then the 18th was more of a kind of a choking maneuver because Bernadotte had showed up by that time, and everybody was on full attack to get rid of Napoleon once and for all off the continent. This is called the Battle of the Nations. There was Russia, Austria, Prussia or Silesia, Poland, Sweden, even some British forces, I think, a small detachment under Bernadotte. So, and then of course France and Saxony. So you had quite a display of nations in this battle. But I thought I'd bring it all together in a brief coffee with Kilroy, as I covered each one of these. Over the course of this week, I thought you'd want to see what it looks like all put together. Now, again, I don't have the rules to that. If I need to look that up, but I believe it came in an annual. ATO, Against the Odds, puts out an annual every year, hence annual, right? So they do 4 issues of their regular subscription, and then they put out an annual. And in this annual, I think they had the rules to combine this battle there. So there you have it, kind of what this might look like. I don't have it matched up exactly there, but it does a nice job of giving you an overview of the entire battle. It covers some of the main points and main engagements. Again, this is on a postcard, and the rules are on the back of the postcard. So it's, don't be looking for the definitive or highly detailed treatment of this battle, but it does a good job of at least getting you interested in it, which it did for me. So there you have it. That's what I have for you today on Coffee with Kilroy, a bridge too few, culminating my Leipzig week with a cup of coffee. Anyway, love to know your thoughts on any of these, or if you've played this, or if you played this as a whole, if you played the rules for the combined 4 postcards. Love to know what your thoughts are on that. Anyway, that's all I have for today, and hope you're doing well. Hope you're enjoying your drink or whatever you're doing today, and have a good one. Thanks for watching.